Lazy Loops Crochet. I wanted to pop on. This video will be what I've done in a week. So stay tuned. You'll be able to see multiple things that I have crocheted. You'll be able to see when and where I have crocheted them, multiple outfit changes, let's just be honest, and just some future projects and an actual surprise, something that has got me a little bit anxious, but also excited as well. So stay tuned. A lot's going to happen in this video, so let's get started. Well, today is actually a holiday, so I am enjoying just a few moments out on the porch. It is a beautiful day, about 80, high 80s here in North Carolina. So I'm enjoying it because we're not used to having this kind of temperatures right now. But my goal is to try to create one of each to start out with of all of these beautiful loveys. Now this is the Mama Made Minis, knotted loveys. So I have currently made the hippo, and now I am working on the unicorn. So this morning I got up and had some coffee and I made the face. So she's absolutely gorgeous. I am choosing to do the white, the light pink in lieu of the gray, and then of course I'll have the little brown accents. But I did not put in safety eyes. I am going to actually crochet eyes because I really want these loveys to be for any age. So on any of the loveys that I'm going to do, I'm going to do that. Also, I found that when I did a dinosaur, she was extremely large, and so I just went ahead and I thought about trying it. I'm going down a hook size than what it recommends. So I use burnout blanket for the most part for what I do currently. And so I am currently doing a smaller hook size. So I believe on this one, the face, if I can get to it, I've got them marked here. Okay, all right, this is what I'm doing. So as you can tell, the gray accents I will do officially gray. I've got a light gray for that. But then I'm choosing to do this more in a pop of pink. So I really hope to do a pink and then a lavender. I think that would be absolutely gorgeous. But so this is the part that I have done so far. I will later create the horn and add that on there as well. But for the face, it actually calls for, a 7mm hook. So I actually went down to a 6.5. So my 6mm hook I could not find. It's probably in another bag of mine in a current project because you know I start multiple at one time. So I'm using a 6.5, which is making things a little bit tighter, which I really like because I don't like for my stitches to show. So hopefully size-wise it will stay fairly petite. At this point in time, I have done the ears, I've done the head. I'm now going to move into the body. So I'm going to start crocheting that currently and keep watching one of my favorites. I believe right now I am Celestial Homebody. I am watching one of her Comic-Con shows that she did. So I'm going to continue watching her and start the body. It is my goal to get this finished today. So we will keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. All right. So far we have started the body. I've got about, I think, 2 more rows to go, but she's coming together. You did see possibly in the clip before that I frogged a little bit of it. I was working in a smaller hook and I'm still questioning this one as well. I feel like it's a little possibly too tight, but I'm just going to go ahead and play it out, see what happens, because I can always frog it if I don't like it. But there again, I was trying to find something that would not be so large, that would still be petite, but still very soft. So we're gonna give it a shot and see what happens. You know, even thinking about it, I wonder, I think I'm just gonna keep the same. I was gonna see about even doing the next 2 rows in the larger hook just to see what it looks like, even though I would have to frog that and do it all over again, just to see what those stitches would look like, but I don't know. What to do. You know, I might do that just to play around. like I said before, I am very anal when it comes to my toys. I want them to be a certain way, and so it takes me twice as long, but when I get finished, I absolutely adore them. So I may try that. I think I'm going to try. Right now I'm working in a 7mm hook. It does call for an 8mm, but I just felt like the 8 just makes it so big. But we're going to give it a shot, and I'm going to go ahead and do the next 2 rows in 8, see what I think, and if I like it better, I may just frog this and do it again. It'll only take a few minutes. Doesn't take very long at all, especially since I've done it once, and see if that makes it just a little bit looser. But overall, I love it. It's precious. All right, so here we go. Hi everyone, I'm back. Still the same day, changed outfits because I went for a walk. It is gorgeous outside. So today was a day that I actually took off. It was the last day of spring break with the kiddos. So Nate's been upstairs catching up on some of his RCC work. He's doing the community college, the last semester of high school. And Bryn just now left to go to soccer practice. So she plays on the school team. But I, in between ironing and making peanut butter protein balls, love those. Those are so good. I was able to actually get our girl done, everything but the eyes. So I'm gonna make sure that I watch a few videos because I've done really big eyes before I tackle her. I want to look at a few videos just to refresh the memory, maybe test it out on something else first. And then I'm gonna add some of the embroidery eyes on there. But here is our unicorn. This is the second item that I have made now from Mama Made Minis. I made the hippo, which I believe I did in gray. Oh no, light pink. I actually did the whole hippo in the light pink from the Mama Made Minis book. And now I have the most precious little unicorn. Look at her little tail. It's so cute. She is precious. Now, you know from the other videos that I've done, I have a tight tension. I wanted to make sure that she stayed fairly small, and she is pretty small. Probably about the same size if I were to compare her and the hippo together. This is Bernat blanket, so it's a little bit thicker, where this, this is, I think, the Walmart version of Bernat blanket, and this is the Bernat, so this is a little bit thinner, but this is, of course, a little bit thicker. So I went down, especially for the head, because I felt like those always get really large once you stuff them. I went down in a crochet size, so I believe I did 7 here where it calls for the 8, and then, or 6.5. I did a 6.5 when it calls for the 7, if memory serves. And then I tried, remember on this, I tried to continue with that 6.5 and didn't like it. Went up to the 7, still didn't like it, tested out the 8, loved it. So I undid the body and redid it. Didn't take very long. Added the legs, cute little knots, love the little hooves and the little hooves on the hands. So precious. Everything pretty much is crocheted together. The muzzle's crocheted on there. The ears you make separate, but you crochet them in, so that is fantastic. The arms you make separate and you crochet them in. So what I usually do there is once I get to the end, I go ahead and either slip knot, or if I feel like I need just a little bit more of a point, I will do just a single crochet across the top just to close, because you're making it in a round. I'll usually just kind of close it up. And then that allows me a little bit more flexibility here, whether I want to either stitch it in or I want to crochet it in. With it being a baby toy, I went ahead and did both, to be honest. I stitched it across to close it so it was still by itself. Then I laid it against our little girl and went ahead and crocheted it in, kind of like a surface crochet. I crocheted it in and then left a long tail and still went back and sewed it, just to be extra careful. That way, if it is pulled, tugged, those kind of things, these have double security there. So that was precious. This was so much fun, absolutely fun. I was wondering how the curly Q was gonna come out. Like, how did they do that? But in essence, you know, you're surface crocheting on there. She has a cute little technique that gives you kind of that in and out, wibble wobble kind of look there, and it goes all the way down. And then you have the tail as well. So this right here is just single crochet, and you just spin it around your finger if she wants to start stretching out, but it's 3 really precious little tails. I personally made them the chain length that she calls for. I believe it's like 15, and probably because of my tension, once I created it, I felt like it was a little too short. So I honestly just played around with it. All three of these are different lengths, so if they were to ever stretch out, you would be able to tell, but to me that just gives it that little bit of extra. So I did the 2 on the bottom, and then I thought, I kind of want to like finish that out a little bit, so I did one right above it, right there in the center. So I think that it looks really, really cute. I may have to kind of like old-timey curling iron, spin this and pin it overnight so that it'll get its little shape, but it is super, super cute. So I've got to kind of come up with what I want to do with the eyes. I know I'm going to probably still do the black with the white center, and then whatever little pop of color I want to do on the side. I'm going to have to think about that. We will see what happens there, but I am so thrilled. I am a very slow toy maker, plushie maker, and I really forced myself to work on it, take a break, come back and work on it a little bit more, take a break. So this really worked out well. Usually something like this would have taken me, oh gosh, like a month ago, probably all week, because I would in and out with the busy life that we have. But I did have a lot of time today that I could devote on it, so I really enjoyed it. All right, so now I've got to decide which other little plushie I'm gonna make. So I'm trying not to buy yarn right now. I don't have a lot of yarn, but I have a lot of yarn. So I really want to make what I have available. So I have kind of pinned the little book on things that I want to try, and one of those was this cute little dusty dragon. I really like the classic but unique type of things, so I thought that was really pretty. I've got some purple velvet yarn that I was working on possibly making some beanies. You hear my oven going off in the middle of cooking dinner. This is life, friends. But I have some beanies there that I was gonna make, and I'm not too fond of those just yet, and it's not the time, it's summertime outside right now. So I may use the purple velvet. So stay tuned. That might be the next adventure that I try to knock out. Maybe I can get that done in the next couple of days, because I'll have to do it in the mornings or in the late afternoons. All right, well, I wanted to give you an update. I will try to put it in a picture of her finished with her eyes as soon as I possibly can. Bye, everyone. Hey everybody, it's Stacy here. Just wanted to check in. It's Monday, or no, actually it's Tuesday. Monday I had off and I made our sweet little unicorn. So today I was back at work and back to my normal, wake up early in the morning, do my workout, get myself halfway together and crochet a moment. So my daughter helped me decide out of the next little lovey that I was going to do, out of my Mama Made Minis, I was going to do the elephant. Now, you and I had talked before that I had some purple velvet that I wanted to actually utilize. So I don't have the skein that has the little covering on there, but I will post a link somewhere in one of these 4 little corners here and show you what it is. But I've got 2 of these skeins. I have plenty to make the little elephant. And at work, I work now with a local school district in their central office, so it's a 12-month position. We have to be there at 8, which is definitely different. I'm used to literally rolling in the parking lot at about 6:45, if not a few minutes earlier. Kids rolling into the room between 7:10, and you know, your day is going until about 2:30, 3 o'clock, depending on what level, and then you have your time to plan in the afternoon. So very different for me this past year. But we actually have to be there by 8, and then we leave at 4:30 with a 30-minute lunch. So I usually roll in usually about 7:40 every day, 7:45. Today I actually got there a little bit earlier because of not being there yesterday. Of course, my email was completely bombarded, so I spent a little bit of time this morning just making sure I wasn't missing anything. So I made sure, though, that I took a lunch. A lot of times I'll eat through it or have to run an errand. So today I actually went downstairs into our little kitchenette and started. I had done our little elephant ears this morning, so I'd done both of the little elephant ears, and then at lunch today in my little 30 minutes I was able to do a portion of the head. So I hope to continue to work on the head today. Maybe I can get that finished and stuffed, and if so, I'll check back in. But then I hope to work on the body, if not tonight, possibly tomorrow. So that is my check-in for today. A lot of times when I am taking a minute just to eat, those few minutes, I plug in my little ear pods or little earbud doohickeys, and listen to some kind of YouTube or something like that. Now that I'm into the whole crochet thing, a lot of times I'll watch different blogs of different people, and I ran across someone by the name of Avalon Crochets, Avalon, I believe. And what caught my attention was she's a North Carolina girl just like me. So I don't know where she is in North Carolina, but if she's in the Piedmont Triad area, we are neighbors. So there's a couple of us. I've ran into Elise Rose Crochet. I'll put the name below if I'm mispronouncing it. She's outside of Charlotte. There's another one that's in Raleigh. The name is leaving me, but I will put that in the editing as well. Editing Stacy will fix that for you. But it's kind of neat to know that there's several of us here in North Carolina. And I believe the one that the name is leaving me, she's actually got, is it this weekend or May 3rd? There's something on her Instagram that is putting the different little markets that she's doing, and one is coming up. So I'm very tempted because she's, you know, Raleigh's about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit more depending on traffic away from me. Not too bad, but I'd be curious just to go, say hello, see her things face to face, and just meet a fellow crochet friend. So we'll see, who knows. But my agenda tonight is to hopefully finish the face. I would love to go ahead and get a good portion of the body started, but we'll see. My husband's helping with dinner. I'm going to go in and get some sides going and check in with the kids. So we'll see what I can balance tonight. I will see you guys soon. Bye, everybody. Stacy, I wanted to pop on and give you guys an update. I have been working before work, after work, during lunch when possible to create a couple little fun and exciting things. So this week I made 2 additional loveys. I have previously made on Monday of this past week this really cute out of Bernat blanket lovey that is a unicorn. So she is pretty large in size, and I was thinking she is absolutely adorable, but I want something smaller. So I had in my chaos of yarn here this purple velvet yarn. Now this is from Mainstays, if I'm getting the name correct. But this is a really cute, just very purple, monochromatic, but I made this really adorable elephant. So she is absolutely cute. Her trunk is so adorable. It's got this cute little curve to it. But this is also a Mama Made Minis knotted lovey. Once I got that one finished, I was on a roll. So I said, well, what other ones could I make? And so I popped by my local Walmart, of course, and I wanted to see what other colors in velvet they had before I bought something else online, because here in just a minute, I'll show you what I've done. So I went ahead and made this really adorable lamb. Now she is super cute, my favorite part, and you guys saw a couple little videos throughout the week of me crocheting, is her little head with the cute little bobbles. But she is absolutely adorable. She is also made out of velvet, the gray, the white, and then I did a little bit of an accent on her face. But she is so cute, but she is a knotted lovey. So these are really precious. I really see these being more infant size because they are truly as small as a little infant baby. And then as you get a little bit older, this is a larger one that is pretty much, you know, something that a child would carry around, snuggle with, use as a pillow. It does have the child safety eyes where they are crocheted in, so they are perfect for any age. So these 3 are the 3 main things that I was working on creating this week. So I look forward to seeing what I will have up my sleeve for the following week. So stay tuned and we'll find out. Hi everyone. I wanted to pop on and show you the chaos that I have created this week. So I am a lover of shopping, and it usually is clothing or hair supplies or makeup. It's all the things. But here lately, I have really been itching to buy different yarns. Now, most of the things that I have access to just really quickly is what we have at Walmart. So, and that is phenomenal. Trust me, they have a great selection at the 3 Walmarts that I am able to frequent. The one near my home in Arstow High Point in North Carolina, the one that I drive past on the way to work in Thomasville, and then the one right by work if I pop in after work or possibly on lunch in Lexington. So, with that being said, they don't have everything, and sometimes you find better deals online. So I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to put on our tabletop everything that I have purchased within probably the last 10 days online that has now come in. And if I remember, this is the kicker, if I remember the plan that I had with these yarns. So stay tuned, here we go. did some damage. The good part is I am seeing some clearance tags on a couple of these. So I must have, and I would have to go back, I must have noticed that this was on clearance and decided to go ahead and buy some. But I absolutely love it. This part here is from Walmart. Yes, this part here is from Walmart. I ordered it online. So this color here is Bernat Blanket. What color are you? All right, this one is Beach Foam. Oh, perfect, I love the beach. All right, this one is Beach Foam. I had initially bought this, and if I'm remembering correctly, is to make some of those more unique looking cows. I love cows, I love cats, I love dogs, puppies, but I like the creative looking ones. I'll have to pop a picture in. One that I want to work on in the next little bit is one that actually has an ice cream cone on the top of its head that's been spilled over. I saw this from the Cozy Buckeye. She had done one, I believe, on their crochet retreat with her and Stacy Makes, and fell in love with it. I was like, I have to find that pattern. So I found it, I bought it, and that is something that I'm going to try to work on. So I'm either going to do it in this color or I'll do it in the classic cow colors. It just kind of depends. But another thing that I bought, and I always end up buying two, because what if something works out well, I want to have the other color. So it's hard for me to just pick with one. So I also want to do the little, oh goodness, it's the bunnies that have the little hair tie wrap around them. They are so cute. So kind of like the Della Ducks. I think it's, gosh, what is that bunny's name? I will put it in the link or put it in one of my four corners here for you guys, but it's absolutely adorable. Awestruck Crochet, she is one that I follow a lot on YouTube, and she makes the ducks, and she makes the, is it the Bella bunnies? I gotta go back and take a look at that, but I figured this would be such a cute pattern to do in something different. Not white, not gray, but not brown, but just a really unique color. So really what I'm looking for when I do my markets, and I have my very first one on June 7th, is to not only have a lot of my baskets, I would like to have several of those that I feel is kind of my niche, but I also want to have some classic things. Of course, some basic home things, so wash rags, coasters, just different things like that, towel holders, just some of those to pick from, but also unique things. So like I'm doing with my baby loveys, I am looking at creating some baby onesies, some little diaper covers with the matching bonnet, and then some very unique toys. Will I have some of those cutesy little trendy $5, $12 items? Sure. But I'll be honest, that's gonna be some of the last things that I prep for, because I really want to create a unique look and not something that looks like every other crochet stand. So those are things that I'm gonna be working on. Now, when I went ahead and grabbed the blue, I adore the blue. I have been making some of the chickens that are going around that are viral, and I did some in like the brown that is very mingled like this with Bernat Blanket, the tweed, the black, which is one of my favorites, and then I did grab the blue. What else to do with this? Possibly even some blue ducks, even some of the larger loveys, even some, this would be really cute to do the baby diaper covers, especially for our little boys or the little ladies that have a blue dress that need something to match. So, you know, just lots of variety. I really want to try to stick with a certain kind of color palette, and if I have a couple things that are kind of off, like the purple elephant, then that be, you know, the unique pop of color somewhere else. So really trying to kind of stay into my the grays, the tans, the blues, the greens that go with our lazy loops. So with that being said, I went ahead and grabbed the blue. I always love the light blue, and I was thinking more of trying to do some of the generic baby things, baby items, or even some of your traditional things here. So I have that, and who can turn down anything that feels like a soft blanket? And then I was by Walmart, I believe in Thomasville the other day, and I bought the velvet that goes with our little sheep there, and I saw this. So it's got the grays, the tans, and the creams, and I fell in love. It reminded me a lot of this tweed that I have used for one of my bags. So I really liked that. So what I'm going to do with it, not quite sure, but it would even be something pretty that would be a very generic baby booty, baby onesie that would look really darling on the children. So, and speaking of that, I ended up on Amazon and I thought, okay, I want to find some more of the tweeds, some more of the blended colors, because when I do anything baby, such as onesies or even some other little toys, if you want to kind of keep them monochromatic, tops of like the shell of a turtle, something like that. You know, things like this are really cute. Tops of ice cream cones. I've even seen some patterns of little dessert type things like cupcakes. What is it? Macarons. Those little things. Something that's unique that you don't see at every other crochet booth. Then things like this are really fun. And of course the color is something that will match, but still give a little bit of pizzazz there. But you know, your greens, your yellows, those are very traditional and very easy to go for a boy or a girl, depending on what I choose to pick to make out of this. So I have several of these. I ended up getting two packs of 2. So I have more than enough to do plenty of fun things with it. Okay, so that being said, what got me started was everybody that I watch on YouTube utilizes what they call parfait premiere, or premiere parfait. And so I don't have that readily available where I am. Really, unless I want to drive 30 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, a little bit farther, to get to a Michael's, a Hobby Lobby. Well, there is one that's probably about 20 minutes away, but you know, you have to have a purpose to get there. Then I don't really have these things readily available. So I was like, all right, well, a lot of them talk about ordering it online. So I said, all right, we're gonna give this a shot and see what this is. So I did order some Parfait Chunky. Touching it, I understand. This is your banana blanket, so it does feel like this, but there is just something different about it. It is super soft. So really cute. What probably has always drawn me to these is just the size. So for the cost of what you're buying, I feel like you're getting a lot of it. This is, you're getting 131 yards, and it is 100% polyester. It's 100 grams, to where in my burnout blanket, just such as this tweed, let's see how much I'm getting here. I'm getting 300 grams. I'm getting 3 times it. So for the price, this is a whole lot better, even if it's not on sale, than this right here. But I do understand a lot of folks that are creating like your Della Ducks, your Bonnie, is it the Bonnie little rabbits that have the cute little hair tie at the very top that I want to try, are using this. So I went ahead, I thought if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do what they do. So to see if, number one, I can do it like them, and end up with the same type of product and size. So I went ahead and grabbed, so I have what color are they calling this one? I have the cream for the body of the little ducky. And I went ahead and grabbed the orange. This is tangerine for the bill and the little feet, absolutely adorable. And then I have the yellow for some of the accent colors. So this is called Sunshine, fits perfectly for some of the accents. So, and then I figured I would just use or come up with something that may possibly be the tie around out of what I've already got. So depending on the look that I'm going for. So that was primarily there. And then of course I had to pull in a light blue. So more than likely I forgot that I bought this blue and that blue and said I don't really have some boy colors. So I've got a lot of tans and browns, but I've got a lot of pinks and purples. So I was pulling in some of the boy colors. So this is really neat. One thing I did find very interesting was just the variety of colors. So this is very similar to the velvet that I've been buying, but the color options in this are so much more expansive. So I would be curious to see you know, how this makes up. Do I fall in love with it? Is it easy to work with? How quickly can I do something with it? And then compare the price. I do have even a burnout velvet in purple as well. So to be able to compare the Walmart mainstays, the burnout, and then this parfait as to how much you get out of it, how easy it is to work up, and then just the price itself. So that's what I have. I hope to continue to work. I think the next thing that I'm going to work on now that I have done 2 of those little loveys is probably go ahead and try the Della Duck. So I would like to go ahead and get maybe possibly 2 of those and 2 bunnies done. And then I'm probably going to put a pause on the loveys and then continue working on some of my staples, the bags. Make sure I've got a good selection of color choices for like the coasters, the wash rags, that kind of thing. And then, gosh, what do I want to, oh, and then I definitely want to do some of the more unique type of larger plush toys. Oh, I even saw one, and I'll put a little picture up as well. That was a hippo, and oh my heavens, the hippo literally is so perfect and chunky that it stands up on its own, on its 4 little legs, and you got the little fat little body, and then you put the head on. Oh, perfection. Absolutely adorable. So I've already bought that pattern as well. So I'm gonna give that a whirl and see, but I think for this weekend I'm going to work on getting the 2 Della ducks. I would love to get 1 bunny done, so I will definitely keep you guys informed on that and continue working on bags. I currently have a bag, and it's downstairs, that I have started, and I actually started it out of one of my favorites. I said, Stacy, what are you going to do with this? So I've decided to create one similar to this, just a little bit larger. The one that I'm creating downstairs right now is going to be about the same size here. It's a little bit wider on the bottom, and then it's going to fan out a little bit more. So, but it is going to be made out of this wonderful, soft, chunky mainstays fabric that has the deep blue, the dark gray, and the cream. So it's really working out very beautifully. I like working on those because once you get it going and you get your size correctly and you're just really working up the walls, it's mindless. So when I'm tired, when I'm exhausted, when I just don't know that I have it in me to look at a pattern and not mess something up, I pull that out. So I like to always have a bag in the mix, so then I can kind of work on it. I do also plan on, out of that same fabric, just to have kind of a matching situation, is to make one of my canvas small totes. And I did buy these little zipper pulls. I bought these from Amazon. So they are various colors, but I will attach them to the actual zipper, so you've got something a little bit more substantial to pull from, because once I do crochet on the cover, the zipper does kind of hide a little bit. So you want to make sure that you've got something substantial to be able to pull, to open, to put all of your bits and pieces in. But that would be a nice little match that I hope to be able to provide to all the bags. If someone chooses to be able to have something that would hold all of your small things inside your larger canvas bag. So that's where we are. I will be in touch, and maybe I'll be able to record a little bit of the trial and error of figuring out the Della duck. So stay tuned, guys. See you soon. Bye, everybody. Hello everyone, Stacy from Lazy Loops Crochet by Stacy. Just wanted to pop in. I've got some exciting news. I have now signed up for 2 vendor locations. I've got 2 additional possibilities, and possibly a pop-up store where I might actually have some of my products there always. So I will keep you informed. I will let you know how all this goes. Who knows what tomorrow may hold, because today has been a very exciting day. I'm now off to crochet. Bye everybody.